What's up, gamers? Are you getting the W's in Warzone and posting screenshots like this? Warzone Victory, Warzone Victory, Warzone Victory. Want to spice things up a bit and take that look to the next level? I'll be showing you how I announce a Warzone victory in this tutorial. It's time to level up. What's up, gamers? Today I'm going to show you how I'm announcing a Warzone victory with this simple design in Adobe After Effects. Let's get started. Alright, first step, I'm going to create a new composition by going over here to the New Comp button. And I'm going to make this composition 1080 by 1080. And hit OK. And first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop our image in here. I've got this image of this operator in snow camo. And now when I drop it in, it's a little bit larger than my composition. So what I'm going to do is I want to center this. So I'm just using Shift and the arrow keys just to line this up a little bit more. I want my operator kind of in the middle of this shot here. How about there's good. Alright, now I'm going to add a little color correction to this. So with this layer selected, I'm going to go Effect, Color Correction, Lumetri Color, and open up the Basic Color Correction tab. And I want this just to warm it up a little bit, and not quite that much, and a little more contrast. And I'm going to bump up the saturation a little. And just kind of tweak some of these. Just a little bit. Cool, I like that for now. Alright, so with this layer selected, I am going to hit Command D to duplicate. So now I've got two layers. And with this top layer, I'm going to use the pen tool, and I'm going to create a very loose mask around my operator. So I'm going to start down here, and I'm not getting close to the edge. I'm really just going very roughly around the operator's outline and giving it plenty of space. Oops. All right, that'll work. And just so you can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to go ahead and click the eyeball on the lower layer, just so you can see what I'm doing with this top layer here. And I'm going to hit M to open up my masks. And I'm just going to feather this a little bit. Around 80, 84. And I might bring this in a little bit. I might have gone too far out. Maybe about like that. All right. Cool, that works. Now for this bottom layer, I'm going to add this effect. So I'm going to go Effect, Blur and Sharpen, and then I want to use the Radial Blur tool. And under Type, I'm going to open that up, and in this drop-down menu, I'm going to select Straight Zoom, and then I'm going to bring this amount up to 30, and that gives us this. I'll minimize this top layer. Straight zoom from the center, but right now that center point is right here, which is really not the center of my operator, so I want to move that. So you can adjust these by adjusting these numbers, or you can click on the little arrow here, or the little crosshair, and it'll give you the option. I'm just going to put this right in the center of their chest. There we go. We are getting somewhere. Okay, I'm going to go back to my project files, and I'm going to add our camouflage layer, and I'm going to hit T, and I'm going to bring this opacity down to I think around 15%, just so it's showing up a little bit. Hit R for rotate, and bring that down to about -10, 12, yeah, about 10. Just because I can see, like, with our original image here, it's just kind of tilted that direction, so I want that camo to kind of line up with our horizon. That'll work. Next up, I'm going to drop our grid in, and I'm going to hit S for scale, and I'm going to scale this down a bit. And with this layer still selected, I'm going to go Effect, Keying, Linear Color Key, and select black to get rid of that black and keep our other elements. And with the layer selected again, I'm going to go Effect, Color Correction, and Change to Color. I'm going to go from white, I'm going to do like an orange, a little reddish orange. And select Hue Saturation, Lightness and Saturation. And I'm going to bring this down a little bit in opacity. Hit T on the keyboard for opacity. Maybe 50. And then I'm going to rotate this to the -10 as well, just so it lines up. Cool, that works. Next up, I'm going to go back to our project file and add some of this gold dust in here, like gold and red, and we need to get rid of this black background. So with that layer selected, Effect, Key, Linear Color Key. Select the black, boom. And I'm going to rotate this just so this red and stuff is all at the bottom of the image itself. I don't want it to be too overpowering. Maybe about right there. Cool, that looks pretty good. Let's add some text in here. Warzone. That's a little big. Let's go 150. I'm going to make this text black so we can see it a little better. And I want to put it behind our operator down here. Then I hit R to rotate and make that a -10 as well. It's kind of cutting out a little too much of that R and Z, so I'm going to double click on that layer and put a couple spaces in between there. That's kind of cool. Let's go another text layer. Victory. And let's see what white looks like here. Rotate -10 as well. Maybe this one will bring up the font, the size a little bit. Maybe if it's overlapping a little bit, that's okay. Maybe go red with the victory. There we go. Let's go one more text layer with the text tool. And let's add our handle. Mando Brando Gaming. And let's change this to Futura Medium. And turn off italics. And let's bring this down quite a bit. Maybe 20. And I'm going to, instead of just putting this thing dead center, I kind of want to hide this one within the artwork a little bit. So I'm thinking along this edge of the gun here. So I'm going to hit R and hit rotate. And maybe about there. Maybe about 34 degrees. And you know, maybe let's make this red a little bit different. Maybe make it this a little bit darker. Just so it doesn't stand out so much, but it's still noticeable. Maybe a little too far. That'll about do it for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to get notified when the next tutorial drops. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay frosty.